Here I am. It's Morpheus, Leon C. Back again to answer some of your questions and to help and to serve you as your brother here in this American family. I have received a very important email that kind of struck a note in my memory that I care to share with you all that might actually be of interest to you. This young man emailed me and he asked me, he's a single male and he's about 33, 34. And he's having troubles finding him a relationship here in America with certain types of girls. And he wanted to know the difference between black girl, white girl, Mexican, Chinese. And he wanted my opinion on who might be the best. And also he said he's a Christian and his Christian background conflicts with his choices that he make. And he always puts his Christianity or his religion first before anything. So what came to my mind was a promise I made to a friend, and mind you, I'm not looking for solace. I'm just giving you a story here. One of my best friends, we had a conversation. And we had talked about religion and life. And there was some truth to what we were actually talking about. And they actually wanted me to go to the church and confront the pastor about what they were teaching. And I told her, I said, no, I'm not going to do anything like that. No, not a good idea. And I don't think so. And they was like, no, you should do it because, they are wrong. And what it's just like, you should just come, you should do this and please do it for me. And one of the unexpected things happened, my dear family. That friend of mine passed away. They're no longer with us. So most of my drive and what gave me ambition to do what I do is not just my loyalty to you, but because my friend have actually, they were inspired as to what I know and how I'm able to help people and enlighten them with the red pill. And so when I think about it in that young man, I think about why I did not. Is because, and let's get into the subject here of the matter, because I don't want to keep ranting on this. Is because now I can probably talk about why I did not decide to confront them. Because there's no need to confront. Facts is going to be facts. And first, I want to teach you something that when you have a standpoint of view with someone and you disagree with them, if there's an argument, it should be a debate. Intelligent people debate from a position of facts and exact verbiage. People who are not as accurate up here and something's wrong with them mentally, they can't argue with you from a debate standpoint of view. They get loud. They have to scream. They get emotional. Facts are not emotional. The truth does not. I don't have to yell at you in order for you to understand what I'm saying. Some of my videos when I speak up is because I'm passionate about something, not because I'm angry about it. When you have a level head and if you are real and true about something, you don't need to get upset about what somebody else thinks about what you are saying. The facts fix itself. You state what you know. You debate it from the position of facts and you leave it alone. There's no need to argue. There's no need to fight. If your truth doesn't need to defend itself. Like this shirt is blue. Do I have to defend it? You can see that it's blue. Why would I have to yell at you about it? Why would I need to get emotional about it? And if it turns out to be a debate, We can just say, well, it's well known universally that this color is considered as blue. You can call it dark blue. You can call it a certain type of blue. You can give it any type of description. It still falls down on the basics of blue. That's the same as every other thing that we go through in life. You don't have to get emotional about it. Put your emotions aside and use your mind. So for my friend who have passed away, they said that a lot of people needed to know what I know because I can inspire much. And so they're probably, for them, I like to make my contribution spiritually and to do a little bit of my helping people like yourselves, with their passing. But the reason is this: it tells you the truth on most times, like the truth stands for itself. Before I begin to even talk about such things, I approached one of the church establishments, which I'm not going to give you a name, but it says in big letters, Faith Assembly on the outside. Faith Assembly. It doesn't say Truth Assembly. It says Faith Assembly. I can't argue with that. There's no need for me to go and confront any pastor or any person, because this is not about confrontation here. This is about empowerment and facts. The facts feed itself. So I was telling my friend who's no longer with us that there's no need, because the pastor didn't lie. The minister didn't lie. There was no lie. They tell you outside the business. They said this is a faith-based assembly. Look at what the definition of faith is: the substance of the things hoped for, evidence of the things not seen. Evidence of the things not seen. It's not seen. There's no evidence there. There's no facts there. There's no truth there. It's just an assembly of people who is hoping in something that really isn't there. There's no substance there. So how can I argue with anyone who's actually being honest? I mean, what standpoint of view is that? I mean, hey, well, they said it. So if anybody decide to go into it, they're willingly allowing themselves to abide by that certain idea, I suppose. I mean, hey, what the heck, right? But besides that point, a lot of our religions is not something that's based on facts anyway, I would say. It's based on hoping for something. It's based on having something to believe in. And for some people, they need that. Now, this young gentleman, which ties into our subject now, I would tell you, don't bring faith and religion into your relationship, because that's going to destroy your relationship. Because what that does, as Morpheus, you came to the wrong person. If what I mean is this, I'm going to tell you like it is. Okay, I'm going to give you the real pill. You came to the right person to put you on the right track. But you came to the wrong person if you think I'm going to give you solace and I'm going to pamper you and I'm going to sugarcoat the messages like the pastors do. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm going to tell you like it is. You understand? I'm going to let you know that your wheels need to run on the ground. You understand? So you need to put that religion aside. Religion will destroy your relationship. What religion does, as I described in my other video, it puts a boundary on your advancement. It leaves you right here. And it says, this is the rule. This is what it's going to be. This is life. No matter what you do, what's going to happen to you, my fair friend, is this. When you start evolving in life, and you will, as long as you keep reading, you're going to get smarter. As long as you dive into the informations and discover things, you're going to rise up. And when you do, you're going to hit that ceiling. Because your Bible or your Christianity or whatever you believe in is telling you no. That's why they put that there. You understand? Anything that your creator have created is based on evolution. It's a balloon that you blow into and it just gets bigger and it gets bigger and it gets bigger and it doesn't bust, because that's what your creator brought you in existence for. Anything that binds you in a box and just keeps you refined where you can't move is a form of control. You understand? And you would say that your religion has been working with you, then this may be the only video of Morpheus that you have been watching. You understand? Because this is the thing. Your evolution is based on an open mind platform. Whereas anybody who wants you to evolve or love you at a higher realm of yourself will not bind you down to limitations. And at the same time, you are a living being that is a scale higher constantly all the time. Now, getting to you adding that to your relationships is this. Women are the same at their basic levels. Okay? They are the same when it comes to a lot of emotional aspirations, what they need, what they desire, and it depends on where they're raised. That's really a big thing. That's pretty much a very big thing. Where they have been born and bred for the duration of their life or the beginning of their life, the most valuable times of their life between 1 and 12 years old, make a big effect from them being 12 to another 12 more years, okay? It makes a big effect on the way the mind of the girl thinks. And also, depending on where she's at in the country, that would affect her chastity levels. That would affect how pure she is, or it affect her mind also. Because every country has its own correlation with their belief system. Every girl who was raised up from a different country or a different side of the planet, they have a different way of functioning. Like you would say Russia, you would say India, you would say Asia, you would say Colombia, which is just another side of the country, as far up north. You can even say Mexico and Texas and the rest of them. Okay. Although the woman is at her very basic a female at the end of the day, where she is definitely affects how she carries herself, and that's just true. So that's why we can't say that all women are the same, okay? But we can say that there is some exceptions to the rules, but some of the basics are the same based on where you live at, okay? Now, if you're worried about what culture that she is, usually you may be surprised that other cultures, depending on what culture that you are, may be more acceptable of you and for you, and it may fit into your everyday lifestyle based on her own virtue and how she's been raised. So you have to look at the surrounding area, because whatever that surrounding country and area, you're going to be picking from those same fish, from the same pond, from the same lake, getting the same results, but just in a different face, a different female. And you got to remember, every culture and country has its own, you can say its own rules, or it has its own brackets of structures that are in place that causes people to be programmed to think a certain way. So women think a certain way in America because of the way America is structured. Some American men think a certain way because of the way that America is structured. It's very rare that you find someone who thinks outside of the box, yet being in the box at the same time without being affected by the poisons. Okay? Now, from my experience, I have had conversations with many races and many cultures. Okay? I can't tell you that I have dated many of them. There's been some of them that I have not dated. But from my experiences, what I would say is this. Cultural background does have an effect on the type of girl that you choose, because with some cultures come their spirituality, and depending on how loyal she is to her culture or how much she knows her culture, is going to affect herself. Like this, some cultures eat a certain way, some cultures believe in God a different way, Some cultures have to take care of their body a different way, depending on their phylum. They have to eat differently. So what happens is, if you have a woman who's of a different culture, who's not eating based on her culture or her phylum, because she is a body of chemistry energy, and she's also an emotional species, whatever she eats is going to affect her mood. Whatever she eats is going to affect her pregnancy. It's going to affect her energy towards you. Okay. So if you're not comprehending how she needs to take care of herself, or what type of culture that she is, then you're going to be getting yourself in a catastrophe situation. And before you get with this girl, read the laws of that country, or that particular group of people, or just that state in general. First of all, don't get married. I'm going to put it like this basically. Do not give in, and this is even outside of marriage. Don't give to no one who's not giving to you. Don't bend backwards for the attention of someone who's not bending backwards for the attention of you. Don't open up the door for them if they're not opening up the door for you, young man. Don't chase her if she can't chase you. Because here in America, it is a lopsided thing where women here, if you choose a woman in America, always remember that most of them believe that you are a stepping stone to her next paradise. That means this, that she expects for you to do everything. She expects for you to approach her. She expects for you to pay the bills. That means flip the notes when you're sitting there eating at a dinette table. Okay? That means she expects for you to be the first one to say, baby, can I have your number, or this and that. She expects that. But yet, there's not a lot of movies. There's not a lot of anime cartoon. There's not a lot of books that tell women what women should do. They're quick to say what a man's supposed to do, my dear friend. But they very seldom talk about what a woman needs to do. In their idea, they think a woman should just sit there and look pretty. And you will be fooled into thinking that's all she have to do. Because eventually you'll get bored with her, and she will definitely get bored with you because of her hypergamy. Okay, so she'll monkey branch off of you and be with the next blue pill joker. Okay, so you're going to be diving into a bad situation. For first of all, know the country that she's in. That's what you really have to understand. Know the country. Don't get married with her unless you read and you know the marriage laws and what's going to happen to you when you divorce. Today in this generation, marriage is not supported. I hate to say it, but it's a fact. It's not supported. The family staying together is not supported. This channel, you asking me as Morpheus, is to tell you this. Is to open up your mind to realize that the time and day that we are in today, the reason why people are not staying together as it used to be is because we're over encumbersome with distractions. I talk about technology, ubiquitous technology, and the overflow of technology. And in one of my videos, I talk about how it's going to be a negative effect in our automobiles. I talk about the overture of bad food. I talk about the overture of so many so-called religious establishments in misindoctrination and misinformation. I talk about how our smartphones and technology of our computering, bringing computers into our life to do what we should be doing naturally. So therefore, everything is off the flick of a button. So there's no loyalty to have to each other. There's no loyalty anymore. Some people nowadays call themselves loyal Christians to their church or whatever that is. They rather watch church on their smartphone or TV than actually go into the congregation anymore. Some of them think that they're just so loyal to their God, but yet they're at home with their slippers and they're watching television from their smartphone. And I'm not saying that's wrong in certain conditions that you can, but because we're so detached from nature, we're so detached from doing things and feeling things and touching things for ourselves like babies do. You know how babies are? If you ever been around a person with babies, or if you ever know how babies are, nature is so smart, it's smarter than us. You know that? God have created an engineering of a real intelligence in nature that the smartest human beings can't comprehend because we're always trying to destroy nature with science and technology and our stupidity. You understand? But your creator, not God form, which I was telling you about. If you keep following my video here, God form is just what I say, because most of you know, or you, most of you, all of you, most of you respect your creator as the word God, and God is just a misconception. That's just a planted idea based on somebody else's patenting your all maker or your creator, which the creator is neither man or female. It is an energy complex of the universe coming together to produce you. I call it God so you can understand me. But the more you read my videos and you read my book below, then it's going to explain to you why, and you have a broader information. I will help you out with that and describe more to you since I'm Morpheus. But the reason why I'm saying this is that your creator, your all maker, have gave us simple things for us to follow, but because we are such a dying race, because we have so much disease, the reason why we have so much troubles here in the country in America, okay, is because we're not following the rules of nature. We're trying to destroy nature, and the God concept, you could say, or you could say the all maker have put the signs there before us. Watch a baby. A baby want to put everything in his mouth. You can't keep the baby from getting, you can't keep the baby from climbing up the stairs if they can. As soon as they start crawling and they fumbling over, they'll try to crawl up the stairs, and you can't turn your back for a second. Your floor got to be clean, because every time you drop something on the floor, that baby's always trying to it's always trying to put something in its mouth, always doing something, always looking at you. Whenever it touch you, to grab it so hard, like this strong grip, is like, oh, I can't let go. You say, why is this? Because the baby is learning life through its very organism, through itself, through taste, through feel, through, that's nature. You understand? That's the essence of how we learn to do things. Okay? So now it's just a little rant there, a little example, but getting back to the subject. So the women that you may choose is based on the complexity of how they were raised and their spirituality. You see that by whatever country that they're at. So here in America, because these girls always feel as if they are entitled to something based on what they believe, they're always going to leave you with something less and take more of you than what you're willing to give. So what you have to start doing, depending on whatever culture that you decide to be with or girl you decide to be with, is this. If they come at you, if you come at them, they should be able to come at you. It's as simple as that. With their expectations that you have to be, in their idea, the man of the house, then you expect for them to be the lady of your house, or you expect for them to be virtue. And this thing about purity, that's really what you want to be looking at. The purity and the chastity of a woman is very important. If you look at the definition of chastity, it says not to have sex with anyone. It's not saying sex with no one. You understand? Anyone means any person that you come along or come across with, any person that's just of a certain type of thing, that you are particular. You're very virtuous. You're very self-reserved because you're waiting for that right person. Women today in America have lost a lot of that chastity and virtue and purity, because what they are doing is going from one branch to the next branch, to this guy to that guy, and they get emotional and they open up for this one and they try to change the perspective of that one. And when you get that girl, you don't know her baggage. You don't know that she's been doing the roller coaster with so many other people. You see that? And she gets to you, she might have a child or 2 kids already, tattoos, colored hair, okay? And you don't even know where she came from. You got to study the species, and you got to study the country first before you make your choices, because it could be a very devastating situation to get into if you choose the wrong girl. And a lot of them are not willing to change. And here's the red pill that I'm going to give you. Now it's time for you to take the red pill and swallow it, because now I'm going to be uncut. Okay? A lot of your girls here in America, they're not going to change. They have a problem with changing because that will make them accountable for their actions. They love for you to be the one to approach them because you are negotiating from the position of no power. They're negotiating from the position of power when you approach them because you give them the power to negate you, to neglect you, to reject you. And it makes them feel good. It makes them feel like the princess that they think they are. They are entrained, my dear friends and brothers, as babies to be called princesses. I do a lot of teaching. I talk to a lot of women. I help a lot of families. And most times I see their little girls with a big princess sign flop right there on their shirt. All pink and glittery, every last one of them. You understand? And the nerve of some of these mothers without husband, without boyfriend, who I know of, that they love the roller coaster, I would say, have the nerve to wear these pants that has on the back of it, love. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not bashing on you. I'm not ragging on nobody. But if that's what love is, I'm sorry. I don't want no part of it, my brothers. That's no, that's not love. That's not love. Love is consistent. You understand? Love is a compassion of charity. Love prepares itself to be for you right and pure, not tainted and used up. I'm sorry, that's just real life. We do make mistakes, my dear brothers, but the issue behind it is, again, I tell you, most of it is not the girl's fault. Is that what I just say? They're raised up like that. You understand? So you're trying to take a pick of this whole pond. You're trying to find one girl that's going to be virtuous or good out of this whole tainted pond of females. You understand? You got to understand what the pond is. You got to look at where you are picking from and test the waters. You know, test the alkalinity, test the potent level of the water or the chloride in it. It's like pool people. Sometimes we have to clean out the pool. You want to test and see how much chloride is in the water. Sometimes they have chloride strips, or even sometimes sanitation areas. They want to see how sanitized the water is. They take a strip and dip it in there and see how good the water is. You have to do that with your women. Don't look at film. Look at everything that's around them. Study, read, listen to what other guys are saying. Listen to what other women are saying, and you got to watch them, and you can follow the trail, and you'll begin to realize that there's some relevance to one person to the next, and it's not them, it's the standard of the country. My job as Morpheus is to take this country and just give them a red pill and make these women better and virtuous as to what men desire, as to what women desire themselves. Because the more they listen to guys like myself and others, they begin also to wake up and realize that there are other women that are making it bad for them. I have had these conversations, my dear brother, with plenty of women, and not many of them have not argued with me. They don't disagree with what I'm saying because they understand that if the roles was reversed, okay, and men did the same thing, that we're just like, we ain't gonna say nothing to you. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, come talk to me so I can reject you. Go ahead. You know, they will feel like they're kind of put off as well. Okay, and most of them, they don't want a guy who's been flip flopping and being on the roller coaster a couple of thousand times either, because they're not going to be getting somebody genuine. So if women have to be virtuous and have a sense of chastity, same as the guy do, although we know genetically there is a difference, but I'm not here to create a difference and a dissension. I'm here to just be balanced and give it to you raw and uncut. Now, the differences between the races, again, depends on that girl herself. There is a little bit of difference there. I will not lie to you, and I'm not like the rest of those guys that say, oh, they're all the same. Yeah, you be with a white girl, she's going to be just like a black girl. No. No, not at all. You say, oh, you get with the Mexican girl, she's going to be just like the black. No, no, not really. Not really. No, because no. Most of them is like night and day. How they were raised in the country that they're in might produce them to be the same. You see? They may have some similarities with whatever backing and how they've been programmed to think that they don't need to be reliable, that they don't need to be honorable, that they don't need to be virtuous, they don't need to have chastity. The list just keeps going on. She can just do whatever the hell she want to do, but expect for us men to come in and help her out and sweep her up off her feet and be this gentleman. I don't know what a gentleman is. What is a gentleman? What is a gentle lady? All these princesses. You don't never see men walking around saying I'm a prince. I've never saw it. I've never saw or even king. The only time I've saw that is probably at a club one night, and it was a flashy black shirt that he had on, and he had king in gold letters just for the sake of it because it was fun. Usually at the club, you just wear outlandish, crazy stuff anyway, right? But I've never really seen that at a grocery store or anywhere else. I've never seen a lot of guys say princess or prince, not princess, prince across his shirt. You don't have to say that. Just like argument when I just told you when I first started this video, if you have to force your image or force what you want people to think of you in the public view like that, that means you're not secure about yourself. That's like somebody who is great at what they do. They don't have to boast. They don't have to prove to you that they are good at it. They just do it. You know? So my advice to you, my friend, is this. You're going to definitely have to research first before you get into it. Take the girl for who she is, but depending on the race or culture, that will be based on your flavor. Every woman has a flavor. The white girl might be like vanilla, chocolate girl might be like chocolate, Mexican girl might be like spicy caramel or something like that. Asian girl might be like, spicy mint tea. If that's what you like, our peppermint patties, some good stuff. It might be that way. Indonesians, you got what's that? You have Nigerian girls, you got African girls, American African girls, you got all kind of girls. But it's up to knowing where they come from before you get with them. I can't get into the details of the differences because that's based on what pot of flowers that she came out of. But I would advise you not to ever chase them. Don't chase a woman. Don't. Because if she don't give you the initiative, don't give her the initiative. If she ain't trying to seek you out, don't seek her out. Because most likely somebody else have already sought her out. A lot of women are already irritated because there's a lot of blue pill simp dudes who are constantly, oh, can I get some? Hey, baby, what's up? Oh, man, I got to get that. Oh, here's my number, baby. Can I get that number? So the girls are like, God, man, I can't even walk out of the door without somebody trying to holler at me. And yes, some of them like that attention. We see that. Thank you, Instagram. Okay. But a lot of them also are like, man, I'm just tired. And then when you approach her, she's God, I like, ugh. So in order to change the game and to help these women and guide them to the light in the right way, y'all men have to stop chasing them. Stop doing it. Don't open up the door. Just leave them alone. Let them be themselves because they want to be themselves anyway. When they need you, they will come to you. If they want you, they will seek you out. Whether you at the store, the gym, under your car, taking a jog at the school, you sitting there in class in college, minding your own business, she just tap on your shoulder. How you doing? You're always standing here by yourself and alone. Be that guy who's going that way. Don't be that guy who's always going with the pack of dogs. Because if you run with the pack of dogs, she's going to treat you like a pack of dogs. Be the one who's not the dog where you're sniffing and you don't have to need it. Don't act like you're so needy. Be the red pill and be the alpha dude who will look at this girl and be like, yeah, you good, but I'm better. Like, yeah, okay, you want me to chase you? You ain't chasing me, I ain't chasing you. Why should I ask you for your number? You need to be asking me for my number. You ask me for my number, then we might have something going on. Even that playing field. But America is on a slope right now where they've fallen off of the hill, and you don't want to fall off the hill with them. You know, you find these girls who have been leftovers, and they're going to make your stomach hurt. They're going to make your wallet hurt. And one thing that you do have to understand here, and I'm going to end this video with this, my dear friend, and a lot of you other brothers. The only time you can really, most times here in America, to get ahead with a female, you got to either be famous, popular, tall, and have money. Why do they want these things? So you can promote her. So you can make her look good. So you can serve her hypergamy. So you can be the couch for her, the stepping stone for her. Okay? That's why. But yet, when it comes to them, they the only time they want that is if they think that they can fix you. When they can paint your house, when they can tell you what to do, when they can be the mother in your house and keep you from doing your usual hobbies. You got to watch out for girls like that. If she's not trying to inspire you, don't inspire her. If all she expects for you is to just come to her rescue and give her solace, you don't give her solace until she gives it to you. Because relationship works both ways. Baby, if you want me to give you, you give me. You understand? And I'm not talking about 50-50. I'm just saying you just do it in a relationship. You're together. There's no limit to percentage. You just do it. The problem here in America is that they expect men to do everything, give them everything, do all the harsh dredge work while they just sit back and just cruise down the street. And then you guys keep chasing them and you suffering for it. You're suffering because you don't love yourself. Just as you think she's made out of gold, most of them are just spray painted gold. You got to realize that you are the gold because she wouldn't be there if it wasn't for you. So therefore, when you choose these girls, you got to be careful because you can be falling into a trap. Raise yourself up first. And if you're going to give to her, you better make sure she's giving back to you in one form or the other. This is Leon C, and perhaps that will answer your question. And I have another video to come with this in detail. You have my email down below in my book, 2020 America Rise or Die. And if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me something and I will get on it and you will see my face again.